Hello, hello. How's everyone doing? I'm flying solo today, so I need to know if people are listening right now. And so it's just gonna be me, my face here for a while, because Danny set a lot of stuff up for me, but I don't know if I'm doing this right. Oh, so Jose fails. Hey, Jose. So we're good, and you guys can see me. Yeah. Good, good, good. So I've never done the sharing the screen, the display, but I think that's the best way that this is gonna work. Um, so let me see. Let me see. Leslie Cavazos Garduño, hola. Hello, Leslie Cavazos Carduño. So let's see. Let me see if this is if this works. So this is gonna look funky for like a second, and then it's gonna look better. And this. How does this look? Good. Hola, mi ferchuchis. How does this look? Better? Good? Can you guys see my screen? I actually don't know if I can do this, if I'm supposed to do this. Well, this is a public Discord. So I guess if it was private, there would be an issue. So I think that if it's public, then you can kind of share whatever you're doing. And I subscribed. I paid for like a like unlimited month of Midjourney. So I think we're fine. I think. I don't know. But anyways, this is gonna be like a different stream because honestly, I saw some stuff that one of our rows sent me via DMs. And it was this guy that was he was mixing, and he was open about it, what he was doing. He was mixing Andrew Wyeth and Batman. He was like, what if, it's almost like a what if comic book. It's like, hey, this is what Batman would look if done by Andrew Wyeth. And I was just blown away. I even like wrote to the guy. I was like, I want a print of that, please. Do you sell like G Clays or prints? And I told him, could you send me like a file? Maybe I'll print it. Because I thought it was like so special. I thought it was so incredibly special. And I thought he was brilliant just trying, like putting those two things together. I never thought of Wyeth as being this like super contemporary, like perfect painter for setting. And I've noticed, because all I've done is used him as like my go-to setting, that he's amazing. He's absolutely amazing as a setting. And so yeah, Rosalind is there. So thank you so much for that, because it really blew my mind. It really, really blew my mind. And I was like, I got to try this out. And I remember that there was another AI that people were using some months ago, but it was very different. Like you had to feed like, data to it. And it had like line codes. And, I remember seeing like a YouTube video of like, hey, this is what you have to do. And I remember people saying like, oh, this one took like overnight to do. And I was like, oh no, I'm not that interested. I really don't think that that's my thing if it takes that long. So I pushed it to the side. And then I've been seeing for the past couple of weeks, more and more and more illustrators just, having their mind blown by this particular AI. And I thought, I got to give it a try. Like after seeing that Wyeth Batman, I was like, I have to give it a try. And we were having this conversation yesterday that I thought was like super, super like relevant, which is, where does your input lie and how important it is? How important is it? And, where, like, what role does the source material play, the source code play? because if you're using stuff from other people, like, what do you have to do? Like, everything is a collab then? Is it a collab between you that, you know, do the least amount of work, which is just like your prompt, just saying, hey, this plus this, the AI, and then whatever Google spits out when, you know, you search for X, Y, or Z. So it's really super interesting. It's really, really interesting to think, who does this like belong to? And I think it's like an open source library, to be honest. I think it's just everyone's. And you guys, if you guys have been a fan of Our Painted Lives, and if you've heard me speak about Richard Prince and how much I love how he pushes the boundaries of copyright, I love these things. I love when something happens that makes you question, you know, where does, you know, my art lie in? Like, when does my art start to become someone else's art? And I've seen people say, you know, state that that's going to be a problem. And maybe they're, you know, maybe the laws have to adapt themselves to this. Right now, I don't think it is. And I was going to show you guys, if you don't mind. So I'm going to be super clumsy, by the way, sharing my screen. If you see something that you're not supposed to, don't make a big deal. Like, please don't be weird. I have an AI. I have a big AI folder. Well, not big. I think if you give me 2 days, I'm going to need like an extra disk for this. But I was going to show you guys this, which is Ruprecht. We were talking about Ruprecht the other day. And I was telling you guys how, you know, Ruprecht always states, and again, this is not like a gotcha moment, but he always states that he's oh, by the way, your guys are going to see the chat. So, you know, I hope you guys don't mind that. Anyways, I know Ruprecht says that he works, you know, entirely from his imagination, or he stated that he works from imagination. And, you know, whatever that means for him, I totally respect, because I could use exactly the same resources he uses, and I would never, ever come up with the things that he paints, and I would never be able to paint them. So you could give me all the tools that he has, and I would still be a lesser artist. So it's not about saying like, oh, I knew it, you worked from this photo, or you used this image, or you used this little object, or whatever. But I was going to show you guys that this stuff is in the internet. So he knows that it's out there, and he's fine with it. So, for example, this is a sketch he did. I hope people are. Can you guys see this? Let me search for the chat here again. Again, this is super clumsy what I'm doing right now, but it's the only way I thought we could do this. So this is Muybridge, and can you guys see my cursor if I'm like pointing? Because I'm thinking that I'm sharing my screen and pointing at things. So just let me know if you guys can see me moving stuff around. So this is Muybridge. These are all Muybridge. And that's awesome that he used Muybridge. This is very, it almost feels like Rauschenberg-esque, you know, with all the duotone or the dot in the printing. So that's pretty cool. And this eventually became, let me see. This eventually became, I can't do that like that. The sketch, another sketch, I guess this one was after that. So it was another sketch just using this one figure and the rhino. And then it became the painting. Oh no, then it became like a more complex kind of like color sketch. And then it became, you know, the painting that I absolutely love. I adore this painting. I think it's amazing. So my point is, you know, this had as a source, you know, his source code, his, you know, whatever you want to call it, was Muybridge. And, you know, if he saw Muybridge, he probably saw some pattern that he liked, or saw like, I guess this is, what is this? Like a chimney, maybe. He saw something in a magazine or something. I don't know. But he probably saw elements of this somewhere else, or made notes about these these things that existed, and then put them all together in a super cool painting, and a weird ass painting, but it's like really, really cool. So my point is, like, I mean, artists have been doing this. This is not Ruprecht, by the way. This has been done for centuries, where you work based on other people's work. It's just, that's how it is. You always step on something to like push yourself off and do something else. So if we don't find anything wrong with this, and I absolutely don't find anything wrong with this, for me, this is the same as like Bacon using Muybridge. It's exactly the same. If Bacon used Muybridge, why can't I use Muybridge? That would be my point. So if any painter has used other people's photography ever, I'm going to say, yes, that gives me the right, period. That's all I needed. If one painter did a good job by using somebody else's work, that means every single painter from now on can use. It's like a president. It's like every single person from now on can use somebody else's work. So I wanted to start there because I know it's an AI conversation, but the nature of what we're doing is not really that far off from what we've always done, which is picking things and cutting them and pasting them together. The thing is, now there's like, this server, I don't know where, that's doing all the work for us. And it's randomizing that thing. So it's even like, weirder. But I think at its core, it's kind of like the same thing. It shouldn't really feel different or threatening or weird or saying like, well, I think somebody was saying here, where does the, or somebody was saying, where does the, and in the comments on my Instagram post, like they were saying, nah, this is not cool. Like, you still need like the human input and the human, like the curator behind the work. You still need that part. And I say, yeah, sure, we're there. That's where I think a lot of these images, and let me show you the ones that I've done. A lot of these, I mean, they're all going to look kind of the same, very samey. And the reason they're going to look samey, it's because I've probably been using a lot of the same prompts, because I find them cool, and it's the first day I'm trying this out. So I haven't really explored like limits to this. I've seen other people, because it is an open Discord, and you're pretty much just uploading info, and then the wherever the server is just uploading those images to the Discord. What is this thing? I didn't open this. Oh, okay, that image. Because it's kind of open, you can also see what other people are typing in, and it's fascinating. I love that stuff. I mean, some people are. So I imagine that when they read what I do, they feel like I do when I read what they are putting in. When they're putting stuff in, I'm like, what is this person doing? And I'm sure when people like see me putting stuff in, it's like, what is this dude doing? But anyways, this is crazy cool. And this is probably like my illustrator side coming out, but I adore these sort of things. I absolutely adore stuff that looks like, oh, geez, I thought, why can't I, if you double click, if you open it with what, can I move it with photos, right? I can't move. Okay. So what is it opening with? Anyways, so I'll show you guys. I'll just show you guys what the ones that I've done. They kind of look the same. And all I've done is like, I've mixed, what have I mixed? I've mixed a lot of Star Wars, a lot of like video game stuff, like Bloodborne and Dark Souls. So a bunch of like comic book characters like Iron Man or something that I'm thinking that I got to feed it something that it can find like a ton of images of, so it understands kind of what it means, like what, let's say, Iron Man means. I don't even remember, or like a Tusken Raider. I say Tusken Raider because I love the design of a Tusken Raider. So, this is, yeah, I forget what this is. Why is it not moving? Let me see. Okay. Oh, maybe. Oh, they're up here. So look. Oh, that's awesome. They actually, when you save it, it tells you the prompt. So African Shaman, General Grievous, Andrew Wyeth painting. I mean, when would you even consider putting those things together? That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. But it looks cool. But it looks super, super cool. Oh, now I get it. Now I get it. Wait. We can do this. We can totally do this. Wait for me. That's better. Because I now understand why it's... Is this the one that's full screen or is this the one? No, this is the one. Okay, we're good. I think we're good. Okay. Okay, look. So this is awesome. Like those twigs, I've noticed that anything Andrew Wyeth with like flying twigs and like, I don't know, barren landscape, I'm like, okay, this is cool. This is way too cool. Like if you needed a post-apocalyptic setting, Andrew Wyeth is like the coolest thing ever. So this is the same. What is this? Oh, again, African Shaman, because you can do variations. That's the thing. Like if you like one, you could tell it to do variations on that, I guess, on that data. This was my attempt at the Batman. I just went like Andrew Wyeth Batman. This was one of the first. But look at this. I mean, it's too cool. It is way too cool. This has no right being this cool. Honestly, this is because to me, this is like Dave Mckean. Like when I was young and I was seeing what Dave Mckean was doing first with collaging photographs, like, you know, physical photographs, cut and paste. You know, you could actually see the little bits of tape. It was amazing. And then I've always said that, you know, in terms of like photography and illustration, Photoshop developed because of Dave Mckean and Craig Mullins. I have that idea in my mind, and I don't think anyone can take it away from me. Because I think what Dave Mckean did for Photoshop is enormous. Enormous. And I think it's the same thing with Craig Mullins. I think what he did eventually for digital painting, it's huge. So when I was young, I would see stuff like this only like, you know, in Dave McKean's stuff. And, you know, I could never think of anywhere else that I could see this, or like a Phil Hale cover. A lot of this has like a Phil Hale DNA also, which is pretty amazing. Look at that. I mean, how the hell, even this little thing, this little damn thing looks like the fluttering bird that was in the Goja like dog painting, like the little fluttering butterfly or bird. It's too weird. It's too good. Oh, so I mixed Bloodborne. I had to mix Bloodborne with this. And this is just, come on. I mean, for character design, even as a starting point, like if you want it as a starting point, it is crazy. It is crazy. Like even if you're just, because, you know, scribbling nowadays, like having a brainstorm and saying like, oh, I'm going to sketch things out. It doesn't mean that you have to like take pen and paper and sketch it. Like that's super old school. And if it works for people, that's amazing. And I'm sure some people take like parallel pens or pilot pens and you know, draw it out. But this is also drawing something out. This is just like saying, hey, I'm going to mix this, and maybe my brain is stuck somewhere. I just want to try it out. I just want to see what it pops out, and I can be like, oh, hell yes, I can work from this. And you can put it as a layer and paint on top of it and do whatever you want. Cut and paste it, move it around, do anything. Look at that again. I'm dying here. It's so cool. It is so damn cool. It even has the Mona Lisa that has like the two separate like levels to the background. So I started using also Darth Maul, which I love the designs. I started just messing around with designs that I really like, with characters that I really like. And again, this is so Dave McKean-ish that it's like freaky. It really is. Even the framing, like look at this. Look at these bits of frame that they left me to the side. I mean, how is that not amazing? They give me a frame and they were like, yeah, there's something else to the side. We don't know what. Who cares? And I'm like, oh my God, that's delicious. It looks like a Kanevsky painting or something. I don't know. I really am dying. I'm so, I don't think I've been this excited with something. I don't know. Ever since I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen something that I've seen so much like potential, because I don't think this is the thing. I don't think we're at a point where we can say, oh yeah, I'm going to use this image. You could use it because as an image, I mean, it's an image. It has the power of any image. Like, who cares where that image came from? I mean, I know purists, really want to know the story behind image making, but images are fantastic. I always talk about the Goya's painting, the dog, because the painting that we see at the El Prado is not the painting that he did. That's not the painting that he did. That painting crumbled and fell apart, and they had, in the process of trying to take it off the wall and glue it onto a canvas, that thing was a mess. It's a mess, and they have to restore it heavily. All those paintings, all the black paintings, I can't imagine anything more fragile than those paintings. Maybe the OPL, paintings we do, but those paintings have to be like, if you sneeze too hard, those things are coming apart. And the thing they did, restorers, without even knowing it, is that they, again, I think they didn't do it thinking about it, but they started editing information. So behind the dog, there was like a mountain. Like, I'll look for those images. We can browse for those images like a little bit later, but there was like another mountain in the background, and there was like a fluttering little thing. So it's the mount that's like at the bottom, then the peeking head of the dog, then the mountain in the back, the whatever mount it was, and the fluttering thing. And you know what they did? They eliminated all of it. And the image was better, because they did that. Like, the image that we as humanity were going to enjoy from then on was a far better, more enigmatic image than the one Goya painted. So it was almost like, hey, we're going to work together to do this image, and we're going to repurpose it and re-signify it. And again, I think it was accidental. I don't think they were thinking of that at that time. Because it's a very contemporary way of thinking. And at the time those paintings were glued to canvas, people just didn't think that way. So it's very strange. Like, it would be highly, highly improbable that they were thinking, like they were that forward thinking. But what I'm trying to say is, like, there are episodes in art where things change, like things are not what they were originally, and they shift and they change and they morph. And maybe it's because, like Goya's dog, because restorers just, had to put this puzzle together, and they didn't know exactly what they were doing, and maybe they did too much. But suddenly this thing emerged from not knowing, which was incredible. So if we always think that there has to be prior intent in a picture, in an image, in a powerful image, if we only believe that, we can approve of it as a powerful image because the artist wanted it so, because the artist said at some point, she was like, this is what I wanted to do. And that's the image that has been, that has traveled through centuries or however long between the time that they made it and the time that we're seeing it. If we only believe that to be true, then we're closing ourselves to a ton of, very powerful images that don't belong to that category. They just don't. So I think that's incredible. I really do. I think my mindset in when thinking about image making, look at that. They gave it, they did a coat, a very Wyeth coat, obviously. But they did a pattern of the Darth Maul, like, his head tattoos or whatever, markings. They gave it to the back. Oh my God, it's so good. It is so good. All of them look like Bloodborne bosses or like Elden Ring bosses. And to me, that there's nothing cooler than that. Like, I don't know why this stick is coming out of this dude's neck, why this other stick is like right here. Like, I think you could like twist those sticks and then the head would probably move. I don't know. Like, my mind goes a million miles an hour of things that I didn't even think about at the beginning. So Oh, this one I did with Hellboy and Wyeth, and I was like, what? And I also was like, what is with the pouches? They all look like Rob Liefeld like comic book stuff. Like they're full of like pattern and pouches and just texture. It's such a maximalist picture. It's so busy. It's like ton of noise, so much noise, but I love it. And I don't tend to like noise, but this is like a different sort of noise. It's very textury. It's really beautiful. Yeah, this one's like Phil Hale. Yeah, 100%. 100%. There's so much, for some reason, like, there's like I've noticed that, there's a taste to these images. Like, you could kind of smell what the AI is doing. You can kind of recognize it. So there's a little bit of that stench where you see things that are repeating. But, I mean, again, the point is not to say that this is the end, that this is the beginning. Like, this is literally the beginning. I played, Adventure in Atari when I was like, I don't know, 10 years old. So 34 years ago, I was playing Adventure, and I was playing Combat, and I was playing, I don't know, Space Invaders. Like, you were a square. You were literally a square 35 years ago. And now you're like God of War, it's or like Cyberpunk. It's crazy. It's crazy. So that's 35 years in like video games. Imagine this in 35 years. It just blows my mind. It just blows my mind. I think some people they just can't see, past their noses. It's not about what we see now. It's like mix everything together. Mix this. Oh, I did an Andrew Wyeth and Loki, and I said like long horns. Oh, dude, come on. He even has like a bald spot, I feel. Oh my God. This is too good. Too good. Anyways, I was going to say, and sometimes they give us like watercolor Wyeth. I have no clue what this is. It's like a bony manta ray flying thing of some sort. I don't know. And this dude is, what did I say? Andrew Wyeth painting The Rocketeer. The Rocketeer and Andrew Wyeth. And look what it spits out. If you told me Rocketeer and Andrew Wyeth, I'd be like, I don't know. I'm probably going to suck. I'm probably going to stick to The Rocketeer way too much because that helmet is like kick-ass. But I don't know. I don't know. So anyways, I was saying, because my mind is all over the place, I was saying how it's not just about this. Think about this. Think about like the Unreal Engine where they're doing metahumans. I think that's what it's called. Think about face recognition. Think about 3D printing. So, I mean, remember, years ago, not years and years ago, but some years back, they 3D printed a Rembrandt. They fed it, into this algorithm what it means to paint a Rembrandt, and they 3D printed it. Like, they printed each layer of that painting. And, I mean, it's not a Rembrandt, but when you look at it, you're like, oh, shit, like, AI did that, like machines did that. Sure, machines with like people behind. Like there's always a human being behind. This is not like, we're not to the point where we're thinking like an algorithm is going to replace us. That's not the point. Of course not. Like that's not even a conversation here. But this is like thinking, oh my God, an algorithm can set our minds on fire, like can ignite our brains and our creativity. And I think that that's amazing. That's the part that's amazing. We can work together with tools. This is just another tool. Look at this. Look at this. Again, Andrew Wyeth painting The Rocketeer. This is what it comes up with. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't even know if he's like holding a chicken or a bird or a book or a piece of like old newspaper, and this little thing is flying, but it's a leaf, but I don't know. It even composes well. Come on. This is too much. I was trying some with Venom. Venom is like a little too complicated, I feel. But still, I mean, that's like a weird ass symbiote. I mean, if you need something that doesn't have like form and shape, these things are amazing. This is amazing. Look at, come on. Like, tell me this is not the most, Dave Mckean ass Dave Mckean image that you've ever seen. This is just, I mean, this could be 25 years old. It's just incredible. And it's Andrew Wyeth painting Venom. Oh, I said Venom Sideshow Comic-Cat because I can't see myself. So I can't see what, like, the webcam, what you guys are seeing. So, but I have the Venom Comic-Cat up there. I don't know. Let me try this without even knowing. Like, it's up there. I don't even know if that pointed it. I don't even know if you guys saw it. Who cares? But so I was just putting stuff in that I think it's cool. Like that again. That's a Dave Mckean 1,000%. Look at this too. Could you imagine this thing? Like you're in an open like field, and this thing starts crawling, like hovering / crawling, like scrambling towards you. Oh my god. Oh Jesus Christ. Yeah, there's no minifig. I love how everything is. I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention to the chat. I should. I love how everything is more focused on the essence than specific form. Yes, and I think that that's awesome because it's almost like redefining form for us. Because when we think of let's say I don't do character design, but I really like it in video games and in animation. And character design can be very cool, but it also has to work. So if you're designing like a costume for an actor or for like a video game that, for your main character, it still has to, respond to physics and to, natural laws, let's say. So those things are based on structure, on the structure that we know. And that's why almost every character we create is sort of like a humanoid, because those are the shapes that we recognize, or at least we base it on like insects or animals, other mammals, or, it's always things that we can kind of recognize that we say, okay, this is, I don't know what this is, but I can kind of tell where it comes from. What I think this thing is doing is what Minifig was saying, like that it's not bound by those things because it doesn't have like rationale. Like it doesn't really. All it's doing is, I have no idea. I would love to like talk to these guys. I'm sure there's like videos of them like sort of explaining how the algorithm understands the images that it searches for. But I guess there is a sacrifice on form. When it's just putting everything together, it doesn't care to be precise. It's not thinking like, oh yeah, those are hands. Like sometimes you don't even get feet. What did I do here? Bloodborne Hellboy. Look at that. Oh my god! If you gave me this could you imagine like this is like a hood and underneath there's Hellboy, and that I have no idea what that is. That's a gun, maybe. That wouldn't be his, his big hand. But, Jesus Christ. And this is another one. Bloodborne Hellboy. Oh, my God. This is hurting, by the way. It really hurts. What is this one? Boba Fett, Bloodborne. Again, with the, 1,000 Rob Liefeld pouches and straps and, whatever. They're useless. It doesn't matter. But is it cool? Hell yeah, it's cool. Is it a starting point? Like, could you do a character like this? It would be like, no. He would be clanking all over the place. Like, he would be like, I can't even bend down. Like, if he drops a tissue, he's like, okay, I can't pick it up. But no, so it's kind of almost like a hopeless design, but it doesn't matter. That's not the point. That's not the point. The point is not for it to be like efficient at this level. The point is for you to say, oh, I can totally do something with this. So this is Darth Maul and C-3PO. That's all it is. Oh my, look at this. Oh, Jesus. It is just too cool. It is too cool. Look at this. Who knew? Like an evil 3PO mixed with Darth Maul. Come on, it would give you ideas. It would give you ideas like just in the saying like, these are gonna be my eyes. But what if I have two pairs of eyes up here? And what if under the nose I give it to like another pair of eyes? It's like in Elden Ring, if you're fighting that Iron Giant, that his belly turns into like the face again. There's another face like in the belly. Oh my God, it's so good. This is so so I love pen and ink. So I was like, can we do like other media? Let's see. So I did like Joseph Clement Cole, who's one of the best pen and ink artists ever. So Joseph Clement Cole, pen and ink, Tusken Raider. I mean, this is cool. This is really cool. Again, there must be like a ton of facial recognition because a lot of figures have like a ton of eyes, I've noticed. But so they do recognize features. They do know eyes, nose, mouth, or whatever the mouth is. I have no idea. But this is just too good. It is. It really is too good. So Liad, it's Midjourney. So before it used to be like a private thing. Now the Discord is open. We're gonna use it in like a little bit. I don't know if I'm supposed to. Could you guys check if I can transmit, if I can, show people Midjourney in a live video? Like I said, I paid for it. So I paid for the first month unlimited, which is like $30, which is totally, honestly, I'm like, I already had my fun with these. Like, if it cost me $30 to do this and for my mind to explode, I'm like, it's worth it. It was worth it for me this first month. I'm probably going to just use it first month, but I'm going to have a blast just like feeding this into my brain. I think it's amazing. So, but could anyone check to see if it's, I don't want to do something that either bans me or puts me in trouble, but this is Darth Vader and a crocodile. I think that's really cool. I think this is really cool. I don't know I had no idea what I was expecting with Darth Vader and a crocodile. But this is, if the computer, like if they gave us this job and I tried to do Darth Vader and crocodile, I think the computer won with this one. Yes. So the other thing is like a lot of images. I've noticed that when you have characters, when you don't give it a setting, like when you don't say Darth Vader, crocodile, I don't know, outside a pagoda, when you're not super specific and you just rely on characters, on just like single characters, what it mostly spits out is very symmetrical images. Like you can totally see that there's axis to these images, and even though they're not perfectly symmetrical, you can tell that they are building upon like almost like X and Y axis. It's really amazing. I guess it's okay. Many people publish their process in Instagram and make successful profits from it. I don't even care. Like, if you guys, I'm going to tell you what we can do. When we log in, you guys, if you have a Discord, you can go into the Midjourney Discord, and I'm going to show you the where I'm at. What do you call that? What is this? The room where I'm at. I'm going to be in Imagine under Newbies 24. Imagine. So I don't even know if I'm supposed to be in this Imagine because I already paid for something. So I know that I'm a member, but I don't care. I'm going to be in that room. So and if you guys want to be in that room, you could download anything that I'm doing. I'm not going to delete it after I've made all of these and I'm just leaving them there. Like if people want to, download it, hell yeah, I think that's what's supposed to be. I mean, I can understand how people want to make money off of these, but I also feel that, hey, if we are using like every resource available to us in the internet to make these images, it kind of means that these images are everyone's. It kind of like the core of it means that these are our images. Like these are like humanity's images. And I think that it's kind of cool to just leave them there. I don't even like, somebody was saying like, oh, people are super private with their prompts. And I was like, what is going on? Come on, let's not ruin this. This is cool, but this is cool because it's like open source. Like we can share everything. So, and what are we going to, like, why wouldn't we share, like a stupid little prompt, like a couple of words that we're getting? Come on. I think that the essence of this is just to share, to be honest. What is this? Darth Maul. So a lot of Darth Maul. So I would appreciate it if I don't get judged on my geekiness today, because I'm probably going to put a lot of stuff that I just think it's cool. And that's it. Or direct message the bot. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. Who cares? You can make your own server and add the Midjourney bot so you don't have to browse through. Oh, Oh, that's actually like a good thing. Yeah. But do you think people will have an issue if if like we as a, audience are looking at their stuff? I mean, it's an open Discord. So, in theory, anyone can watch what they are looking at. So, I don't see how that would be wrong, right? It's like looking at YouTube comments. I mean, it's not bad, I feel. Anyways, this is awesome. What is this? Darth Vader Iron Man suit. Oh, God. It's cool. And it doesn't have a head. I love it. It's just like a flapping suit. Oh, jeez. Oh, and this one? Come on. Darth Vader snake. That's all I did. Darth Vader snake. Like, that's it. And look at this. Do you know how long it would take me like to think how to mix Darth Vader and a snake? It would be pages and pages and pages of scribbles and be like, I don't know. Do I give him like, fangs? What am I supposed to do with like Darth Vader and snake? I don't know. It's crazy. It's insane. So what is this? A Dementor, which were cool. I wanted to see how it dealt with something that was already formless and something that's like, Victorian formless, which is, Bloodborne. It's pretty cool. I mean, tell me this doesn't look like a Bloodborne thing. Like, you're probably this lady right here. That's your character, and you're just walking up to this thing, and every step you take, you're like, oh my God, what the hell is this thing? I mean, Bloodborne is absolutely formless. A ton of like the characters in Souls games are just so weird, so freaking weird. And I think the reason that they're weird is that we don't get it. I fought a thing yesterday that I actually killed, and I wasn't supposed to kill it. I should have done like a bunch of errands first, but I didn't know because I found like a stupid way to get into this dude like quicker. But it's this snake dude in Bloodborne, and he pulls out of this snake's head that's actually turned upside down, so it looks even weirder just by turning it upside down. But he pulls out like a sword that's made of like people, like, little bodies. So you see like the dangling arms on the sword. It's like, Jesus Christ. It's too good. So Danny's leaving, but so there's Danny. She has
Everyone,
a couple of doctor's appointments.
I hope you guys are missing me.
Oh, always. Bit. Yes.
I'm feeling a little bit of FOMO here.
Oh, this is so good. Ciao, mi lindita. Mucha suerte. Oh, good.
Yeah.
So what is this? Edward Scissorhands, full body, because it was giving me like terrible portraits when I didn't put full body, and Andrew Wyeth painting. Again, so many folds, so much Phil Hale in here, so much Dave Mckean, so much Kent Williams. Too much. Oh, so I wanted to do one with the head, because we're not there yet, I feel. When it has to sort of rearrange a bunch of features and try to reconfigure a head, yeah, it runs into some trouble. But I thought it was fascinating still, just to see it struggling. So these two are like variations, which are very cool. He looks like a fencing uniform. And the way it just like abstracts down here, come on. Oh, so this one's a little bit different. Hellboy and Egon Schiele. Egon Schiele, Hellboy. That's all I put. Winter Knits is saying, Nicolas, I have a question. On their Discord rules, they have a strong draconian statement on how they own every image that comes out of you using the AI. This limits its use tremendously. Sure. I think that's okay. If they have a right to these things, fine. I think that as an end, that's what I'm thinking, though. I don't find that too threatening, I feel, because I think that there is probably a ton of hard work. First of all, maintaining that server that has to spit out these images like in super quickly. So there's a ton of computing power that must be going on somewhere. I'm sure most of the money that they're getting from subscriptions is going to like say like server maintenance, and they're putting a lot of that money there. And also, I'm pretty sure that what they did with the AI is pretty remarkable. So if the sacrifice that we have to do is to say, okay, there's, I lose ownership of what it spits out, then that's fine. But we have to be very intelligent about this, because I saw somebody saying, and I think they were like concept designers and stuff, that in and of themselves, maybe these images are not quite there yet. But again, if you put them in Photoshop and if you start moving stuff around and if you change them, substantially, or whatever percentage that you have to change it to make it legally yours, which is one of the most abstract things ever to say, then they're yours. The same laws apply. It doesn't matter that they say that, this is theirs. If I take this and if I give it another arm, and if I change that Hellboy head, and if I could still use some of this pattern for sure. I could still use a lot of the background. Again, I forget what the percentage means. But if I repurpose it, because this is like Egon Schiele Hellboy, I don't know how much of a Hellboy is there. If I make it Hellboy, then, then I have to talk to Mike to see if there's an issue with me making Hellboy. But it wouldn't be theirs anymore. So it's really weird, isn't it? How even they understand ownership. Again, I can understand how they're feeling like, hey, we probably busted our asses trying to do like this incredible AI, and we can't just people can't just use it as a tool. I'm gonna think it eventually becomes free, and I'm gonna tell you right now that if they are getting enough subscriptions, it's going to be like Photoshop. They can live happily with the subscriptions. Like if they tell you, like Photoshop, hey, it's going to cost you $30 a month to use this, and it's going to be your tool. If there's enough people working with that tool, I don't know if enough Photoshop numbers, but if there's enough people working with that, I think they're going to be okay. But you can kind of know that right now they're probably being very protective of what they're doing. A great way to put in an idea you like for subject matter and oil paint it. I don't know if this is there for a painting, for me to do a painting, but I love what it's doing to my brain. I really think that that's amazing. Look at this hand. That's such a Hellboy hand. It is so cool. But they gave me an Egon Schiele head. So the AI doesn't understand. That's so cool. And I'm sorry, am I speaking too loud? I'm seeing this thing go to yellow all the time. The AI doesn't understand still that when you say, for example, Schiele or Schiele, even when you put Egon Schiele painting or Egon Schiele drawing, it doesn't really understand that you want his work. They still look for a picture of Egon Schiele, and they still think that you're interested in, I don't know why I'm saying they, it still thinks that you're interested in the actual person, in the Egon Schiele. So it's kind of weird, but I guess, again, this is us rationally trying to make sense of something. And sometimes I'm putting stuff in and I'm saying, no, you stupid machine, I didn't want to see this. No. And sometimes I try to be a little more specific and it spits out something ridiculous. And I'm what? I was telling you exactly what you needed to go for. So anyways, look at that. Even that design. Come on. That's good design. That's a proper composition. That white here. Oh, you know what this reminded me of? Manolo Valdez. And I have to try it with some Manolo Valdez now. Now I'm insane. Now I'm I have to try with every single artist that I like. I've noticed, though, that painters, they don't look so cool. If you try to make it spit out like a painting, like an oil painting, not so good. Not really. It has to be something that has a really strong design. If it has a very powerful design, super strong shapes, oh, you can get some really cool shit. Oh, this I put like Egon Schiele's sunflower because I don't know if you guys probably know that sunflower, right? That sunflower painting. It's incredible. But it did like a, you know what I'm seeing here? Like an ear. This is like an ear. And this is like a profile. This is the dude's mouth. And maybe that's like a nose. And this would be like another person here. Because I did Egon Schiele's sunflower Loki. Because I thought that would be cool. Like, could you imagine? Like, I thought of the Egon Schiele sunflower. And I was like, who? Like, this design is like Loki. It's like green and yellow. Like, we could do a Loki from this. This would be super cool. But I'm guessing sunflower is such a powerful image. Like, if this thing is Googling sunflower, oh my God. I'm surprised that we didn't get like Van Gogh in here. But so I did that. And look at this one. This one is so good. There's an eye in here. I thought, oh my God, could you imagine like a Loki, like big ass hair in the back and just a flower, like petals growing out of his like head, like out of the rim of his like cheeks almost. And then it comes down and there's like a nose underneath here and a mouth. Like it's not there yet, but I saw this and I was like, oh, stop it. This can be so cool. Like, you know, if somebody who's good at character design sees this, they can have they can be like, oh, hell yeah, I'm doing this. Like, this is a cool ass character. So, Pedro Vicente says, try Edward Hopper plus Michael Jordan. This is, so I gave it Goya Aquelarre, which is, I love the black paintings, and I gave it Loki and black. Just so it knows that we're looking at, we're searching for black paintings. Again, every single damn character is a Bloodborne boss. I think this was probably done by people in FromSoft. I have a feeling that they had a hand in this because there's no reason for all of these characters looking these badass. It is good. It is so good. And that's another one. Like formless, you know, he could be like crackling. I would love that. Like if this character appears and his head is like a void, you know, it like the thing that's up here that looks like a little planet or something, like a piece of moss, but it looks like a small universe or something. Imagine if that void is like constantly like swallowing this thing, like, and then his edges here are like crackling also, like, and then he just like has a shape in the bottom, like he's more structured in the bottom. Oh my God, it's too good. I mean, this is even painterly, for God's sakes. This is actually like good painting. What is this? Goya black paintings again and Darth Maul. This is cooler than Darth Maul. I mean, I don't even know if this is a hand and a small stick. I'm still horrified of that little hand just like whipping me with that stick. Look at the texture. They probably got this texture from the dog. I'm now thinking about it. This is that yellow from the dog. For sure. They dropped some red there. I love it. Freaking AI is like thinking, you know what I need here? Like a little red. Yeah, that looks nice. That looks nice. Not too saturated. Can't compete with this. Come on. How are they doing this? Oh, this I loved because it was the same thing. Goya black paintings Darth Maul. But they gave me the frame. And they put like some whatever gibberish down here. So it looks like a painting from another society, from another planet. You know, that's how they hang the paintings in, you know, Jupiter, whatever. It's amazing. I don't know. Oh, this one, very cool. Super, like, animalistic. Sometimes you get, like, a ton of, like I said, a ton of noise, ton of texture, but, yeah, pretty incredible. I liked the smaller one. This is the same. Like, Goya, what is this? Goya Black Paintings Darth Maul. This is very good. Like, this is proper good. Like, if you see that dude with the offset eye, like one is like way to the right and like higher than the other, that big ass nose, like wide nose. Look at the mouth. It's just too good. But I liked it smaller because you can You can tell it to make it bigger, to upscale it, and then to, upscale it to like the biggest size that they do, which is not super big. It's around 15 centimeters by 15 at 300 dpi. So you can get a good print out of it, I feel. And I feel that if you print these things for yourself, because I would just plaster my room with like cool shit from that. Like I would so just, if I had a place that they were doing like giclées and they had like good Hanemula paper, I would be like, okay, I brought like 15 pieces that I need to print. And they could be small prints. They could be like, you could go over a little bit, but even if you're printing at, let's say 30 by 30 centimeters, something like that, I think the resolution can still hold. But the thing is, the AI does to filling those gaps, it puts more information, and sometimes more information is not the best. So in here, it actually gave it like a skull and teeth, and it's really weird. Still, the eyes are amazing. But I like the smaller one better. I don't know why. It just kind of, I don't know. If I see it kind of smaller, I'm not distracted by the texture and by like little bits of information. This is the other one. They look, what they look like also? They look like either frescoes or dry brush. They look like watercolor dry brush or something like that. They feel very like layered, textured. They have that feeling of texture of like a dry brush. And I guess that's why Andrew Wyeth just seems like, oh my God, this is perfect. It really is perfect. Look at this dude. What's that? Oh, Hellboy painted by Egon Schiele. The stain? Come on. Like the little marks here? The signature of, Schiele from Jupiter? Oh, it even puts a leg in shadow? Come on. What the hell? And it's just a big ass coat with 1,000 pouches and pockets and whatever. Oh my God. Hand of Doom. Too much. This one again. It's too cool. What did I do here? Oh, Giger and Giger, Batman and Batman Dark Knight. Because I still want to try to see if I can get the Frank Miller Batman. Oh, if I can get the short ear Batman, like super wide. Oh, that could be so cool. If I could mix it with, I have no idea what. So I'm not a huge Giger fan. I really am not. I love Alien and Aliens, but and the design, like the Alien design, is just one of the most genius designs ever. I think ever. I think in the history of cinema, it has to be one of the best designs ever. So I understand it as iconic, but I was never huge fan of Giger. But if you start hovering over these sort of images, they are very Giger-esque. Because of the axis, because they kind of work in XY axis, just up, down, left to right, and that's about it. Because of the symmetry, obviously. But I don't know. This is too cool. This is way too cool. Again, these things have no right to be this cool. They really don't. It's just too much. What is this? What did I do here? IG-11, which it didn't understand. Just a sad thing, because IG-11 is a damn good design, and Dark Souls. But this is, I'm not going there. If I'm playing Dark Souls and I see this dude, at a distance, I'm like, yeah, I'm not. I need to farm some souls because I'm not gonna fight this dude. I don't know what the hell he's gonna do. So and it's so Dark Souls because it's this dude over here, and there's one kind of looming in the background too. So what I would do is be like 100 feet away, shoot him with some arrows, maybe aggro it. Hopefully this guy is not looking, and then die. As you do. But this is too good. Come on. What is this? What did I try? Jacek Malszewski and Hellboy. So a lot of color here. So this is tropical Hellboy. This is Hellboy Hellboy Tahiti Vacation. But just I love this. I don't know where they saw like one of those what does that look like? Uh what does this remind me of? Like the burial of Count Orgaz, maybe? You know, those things that priests use. I forget what they're called, but this is too cool. This is really cool. Oh, Hellboy Priest. Look at these colors here, though. Look at these purples against these greens. Again, come on. You have no right to make good painting decisions like these, like good color decisions. That is really weird. Like orthodox. What are the orthodox, like the popes, the Orthodox popes? What are they called? The I forget now. Anyways, they wear this stuff like this, and they look super super cool. Yeah. Oh, this one's like these hurt. These really really hurt because this is I tried Kent Williams, Andrew Wyeth Joker, and I was like, oh shit, it's like, you know, there's even a Kent. You know, he even signed it over here. It's almost a Kent. Very good. But I mean, these things kill me. The fact that there's so much stuff that that I just naturally love about, you know, configuring bodies and images. But just the drop shoulder, you know, the other shoulder higher, and then, you know, this repeating collar right here, the flower maybe on the lapel, the hair. Oh God, come on. I mean, you usually get like super stringy stuff like that. So it does have a look. AI does have a look for sure. Like I that's why I was saying it has like a little stench that you can tell. You can tell 1,000% you can tell. But it's pretty amazing. Look at this. Come on. Liat says it feels like AI photo bashing with paintings. I think it literally is that. But the thing is, it knows how to photo bash. Like it's understanding how to configure. So it understands what is a head. It understands what are shoulders. Like the algorithm must be pretty amazing. I mean, face recognition, I'm sure it's so advanced right now that you can actually that's easy. No, not easy, but they can kind of source that. But what you can also tell is that they understand background and they can understand sky or horizon or, you know, things that are super complex, super, super complex. So I don't know. I mean, it's far more fascinating than it seems. Sometimes, I mean, if you just think about it like as oh yeah, it's Googling stuff and then it's just putting a ton of shit together. Yeah, but it's not. I mean, trust me, it's not. I could give you 100 images I could give you 200 images of Google and open Photoshop for you and tell you go nuts. You know, we don't come up with, look at this. We don't come up with stuff like this. Like it's kind of crazy. This is like character. It has like attitude and character. I mean, it's a kind of drop shoulders, looking down. I don't know. I really don't. It freaks me out. Like it freaks me out in a super cool way, but it freaks me out. And not because it's like, well, what's my job then? Like, what are we going to do in the future? Jeff Avila, okay, that one is amazing. This is like pure, I think this is what a lot of like people do nowadays. And this is super simple. What is this? Mandalorian Samurai. That's it. That is it. I've noticed that if you just let the AI go nuts, it's like, hey, I'm just going to give you a little bit. If I give you a lot, it seems like you go kind of nuts. But if I give you just a little bit and then you let me start to edit, to start to like curate what's cool and what works and what doesn't, and look for variations of what's cool, you eventually get some stuff that's like, oh, that's a cool character. That's a cool ass character. Like if I was in a video game and I'm this character, I would be like, hell yeah, this is like Fashion Souls. It's like, I don't know. That's a helmet. It has horns. Why? It doesn't matter. Who cares? It just looks good. That's another one too. I mean, they are nice. They are nice. And I love that they don't have legs. Rob Liefeld again. They don't need to be they don't need to be stepping on anything. So look at that. Look at that shape. That is just good. Like how is it doing that? How is it knowing like when to break? Or maybe it's just random and we are the ones that then curate it. You know, we have to scrape a lot of the crap that it spits out to find, you know, the things that are gold. But still, you know what it is? That because I think that because it doesn't think like us, because it doesn't think really, you know, in the way we understand rationale, it does shit that we wouldn't do. It does stuff that we would be like, oh, that's bad design. No. You can't give the helmet like this thing up there. Like, you know, that's ridiculous. He'd be bumping into shit all the time, like poking everyone's eye out. You can't do that. You can't have this little thing. What is this little thing? What's that thing up there? So, you know, it can't, it's not good. If you give this to somebody like a costume designer and tell them to like, hey, go nuts, do this. They would be like, okay, settle down. No, we're not doing that. That cannot be done. Or that's ridiculous. It just wouldn't work. You can't have a blade at your, you know, whatever. I was going to say, what part of the body is this? Elbow. Like you can't have a blade at your elbow joint because you're going to be cutting everyone that's around you. It's just not good. It doesn't work that way. So because it's not thinking like that, because it's not thinking like, oh, it's my job to do something that, you know, eventually has to be 3D modeled by somebody, be animated by animators, or be either modeled physically or be tailored by a team. Because it's not thinking that way, it says, I don't care. I don't give a crap. Like, I'm just going to show you cool. So it just shows you cool. Look at that. That's like a flaming katana or something. I don't know. What is this again? Nazgul and samurai. I mean, samurais are cool. I mean, you could probably mix anything with samurai and it would be cool. So I'm done. Look at this. I mean, it's too much. Oh, I like these. You know why? Nicolas Uribe painting Tusken Raider. You know what? I can't paint this. So I should write to the AI and be like, you know, I'm flattered. Thank you. I'm flattered. But I cannot do this painting. This is way beyond me. This is not my level. There's way too much texture. You're thinking too highly of me. But thank you so much. I loved it. This looks like a nest. I thought of this being like a hole. So it's actually like, you know, if it was a nest, like a basket slash nest slash roots, whatever, twigs, I don't care. But it has like a hole. So you think you're seeing the head, but you're actually seeing through the basket. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that's so cool. And the Tusken Raider always has this like super long, I have mine here, super long like sniper. I don't know what it even, like a sniper rifle, like a really old sniper rifle that I love because it's like too long. It's way too long, but it's amazing. And all the dunes, like desert. And then I tried it again just to see that it wasn't a fluke. Just to make sure that the AI thought that highly of me. I was like, let's do it again to see if, you know, algorithmically, I'm a consistent painter. Apparently, I am. These things. Could you imagine, like, can you feel like his hand? It's almost like his hand is all like kind of stuck to his body because it like he's almost like rooted in. You know, it's almost like when he lifts his arm, all these roots are coming apart, and it's like cracking because he has to lift his arm. They're like snapping all over the place. Ah, how can it be so cool? Okay, I had to try a Transformer. So Optimus Prime and Bloodborne. So this looks like you know what this looks like? Like an Ian Mackey. Do you guys know that illustrator? Consider painting this. Oh, dude, I can't paint like this. Come on, I really can't. Or it would take me like this. This would be my 2023 painting. So if I could sell it for the amount I need for a year of taking care of my kids, sure. But I don't think I can. So, can you explain exactly what you were showing and what is happening right now? So we're seeing the now very popular AI that's called Midjourney. And in a second, I'm going to show you how you go about doing this. So give me a second. We'll go through this folder, and then we'll go into the Discord server, and we'll try some out. And you guys can give me suggestions, and we'll see collectively if we can come up with something cool. So Optimus Prime and Bloodborne, it looks like a walking city, which is damn cool. It looks like a Baba Yaga. So that's kind of badass. That's really, really cool. Oh, this one I wanted to try so freaking bad, but it just wasn't getting it. So I was trying to tell it to do the Danny DeVito penguin from the Tim Burton Batman Begins, and Andrew Wyeth. So I so wanted the Danny DeVito penguin. But the dumbass thing, so now this is where the AI is like, okay, you're stupid. But the AI just goes penguin, and it goes for penguin. And I don't know how it makes a hierarchy of which things are important. I don't know if it then like adds everything and then, kind of sees what things are kind of meeting at some point. I wish you could have a prompt where, and maybe I just don't know it. Because I haven't seen any, I didn't really see any, like instructions or anything. They just said, /imagine and type whatever you want. And that's where I started. I didn't read anything. So I don't know if you can tie things together. So I don't know if I say, like, I wish you could say there could be like a plus, and maybe there is. So you guys let me know. There could be like a plus for the AI to know that I'm not looking for a penguin, even though this looks badass. This looks super cool. But I'm not looking for a penguin. I'm looking for the penguin, like Batman Begins penguin. So I wish it could be like penguin plus Batman Begins, and then that's like a very particular thing. So they can understand what I'm looking for. But it does penguin, and then it turns it into Batman, which is really cool because I've never thought of a penguin being Batman. And then it gives me Andrew Wyeth, which is amazing. What is this? Penguin, Batman, Tim Burton, Andrew Wyeth painting. So we got way more like complicated there. So this one feels more like Court of Owls-ish, but it's still, I mean, could you imagine if you put that thing in your corn crop? There's no birds flying over that crop. Like nobody's eating your crop. I'd be horrified of that shit. It's too scary good. It's too good. What is this? Phil Hale, Hellboy. I had to try it. So it's still very wobbly, still like a blobbish, you could totally see the coat. You could see Hellboy. You could see the gun. Something happening here, which I don't know what it is, but it looks super badass. I didn't try it like a Johnny Bad Hair to see if they, instead of doing Phil, maybe if you give it like Johnny Bad Hair and something else, maybe it's a little more specific, because that would be super cool. Oh, look at this one. So I think I read somebody saying, don't make me control F this, but somebody was saying Sergio Topi. So I did Sergio Topi, Boba Fett flying. Okay, that is fucking cool. This is so good. I'm noticing that I'm probably gonna curse, and I don't even know if I'm gonna leave the video up after we're done. But come on, that is just cool. It's like Mobius ish, Ian Mac ish. What's the other dude? Callum Alexander, is it the illustrator? Help me out here. Um, it's too good, too good. And then this, what? What are these floating things? Like this floating thing connected to somewhere, and then our new Boba Fett is just connected to this ship. Somehow there's these other ships maybe down there. Oh, it's too good. Dale 2 es más potente e intimidante, da miedo la potencia de estas AI. La tengo que buscar. O sea, lo que pasa es que me está dando mucho susto porque estoy sintiendo que caí en un agujero negro. O sea, me perdí, me fui. Hasta luego. O sea, no voy a pintar nunca más en mi vida de solo hacer como pruebas en AI. Es ridículo. So this is good. What is this? Stormtrooper Andrew Wyeth painting. See what I mean about Andrew Wyeth painting? I mean, talk about a setting. Talk about a background. Oh, for fuck's sake. Like, and he's in, like, this is crazy tall ass grass. Could you imagine this guy, like, grass up to his shoulders? And he just shows up. He's like, stands up and he's like staring at you like that. Come on, dude. Oh, come on. This is so cool. It's too good. I don't know what it's doing. I'm really trying to make sense, and I'm noticing that it's pointless to try to make sense of these images. It really is. Like, we're not working in the same, like, rational level. So I don't know if we can understand what it spits out. I really don't. Oh, this is the one that I posted on Instagram. What did I do? Stormtrooper, Demon Souls. That's it? Oh, fuck yeah. Look at that. Like 2 pairs of, like, teeth. It doesn't, because they don't feel like a skull. I feel like they're both, like, upper mandible. What is this? What is that? Like a reflection, insides, like the insides of his head, whatever. The texture in this. Like, what the hell? Where do they get this texture? That's insane. That is insane. They're like 3D modeling this shit. Like, how are they 3D modeling this? It's weird. Yeah, this one is just freaky. I wish there was like a city, like a little town, and there's like a tornado maybe. He comes with that tornado, or like a sandstorm or something, like a dirt storm, and it's just, first you see the storm and then this damn thing shows up. And then he's like a spider, it's like spider-like. He's just like God, this is so good. What is this? Stormtrooper Samurai at night. At night. So we're getting some black and white in here. What is this? Did we start here? I don't even know. No? Tusken Raider, Iron Man, Andrew Wyeth. I'm going to go quicker so we can get to making some of these. Viking battle damage, Stormtrooper. Hell yes. Hell yes. Oh, look at this one. Again, Viking battle damage, Stormtrooper. Oh, and it's made out of bone or something. Ugh. This AI can come real handy if you're doing 3D models. Hell yes, it can. Oh, Zuckuss, which is one of my favorite characters in Star Wars. Like, my favorites are Tusken Raider. I adore the design of a Tusken Raider. I think it's like flawless. Boba Fett, he's, who doesn't like Boba Fett? Zuckuss is fucking amazing, I feel. I have the hot toy. Is it a hot toy or is it a sideshow? I forget. But it's so damn cool. Ugh. So it didn't understand Zuckus too well, which is a shame. But anyways, I had to put like Zuckus Star Wars because it was giving me who's the famous Zuckus? Andrew Zuckus or something like that? Andy Zuckus something. So I wasn't getting what I was looking for. It did spit this out because of Star Wars, I guess. You know. So again, no Zuckus, but we got a ship and some planet. And it looks super badass. The AI is doing 2D, no layers, no 3D, but it understands how 3D looks since it knows a lot of those renderings, says BD Unico. Yeah, I didn't mean that it was doing like it was modeling 3D, but that feels like a volume. That has a light source coming left to right. It's projecting shadows. What? And it has like a rim light on the back. It has like a secondary light on the back on somewhere. That, come on. And all I did was Viking battle damage stormtrooper. Probably it starts from a stormtrooper helmet that already has like this sort of lighting. But can you generate from another angle? So, dude, this is like, I have been just, glued to my chair since like 6 a.m. So I haven't even really tried anything. I haven't tried. These are the things that I tried. And this is like, I was like, oh, this is it for me. Like, I'm done. This is too cool. Like right now, my mind hurts. My belly hurts. My heart hurts. Everything is just pain right now, just after seeing these. So we haven't really tried out a ton of things, but we can try them out right now. So this is what we're going to do. So let me do that. And let me do, wait. Oh, fuck. No, okay, great. I thought I had closed it. Okay, because if I close this thing, I don't know what to do. So I think this is good. Let's cover up these people, which I don't think I have to, but who cares? Let's see. Okay. So I am in this. Let's see if this works. Oh, this doesn't. Oh, no, I can't do that then. Wait. As Danny says, wait. So I think I got to do this. Yes, to be able to use. Okay. There we go. So I'm in this room. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be in this room. This is the first room because they give you a couple of images to try out. And mine, I think 2 minutes, they were telling me, oh, sorry, you ran out of like the images that you were trying. And I was like, you cannot do this to me. No, like I want to do 1,000 of these. Like that's not fair. So they do have a way of subscribing. It costs either $10 a month for I think 100 images or something like that. But I don't know if they count these as 4 when you do. You'll see because it first gives you like like 4 tiled images and you pick one and you can upscale it or you can do a variation. That's what U is and that's what V is. Again, I'm not an expert on this. I just worked this out this morning, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. If you get 100 each month, is it? I guess with the $10, I think that's not enough. So the 30 a month, which is a lot, it's a lot, but I had to try it. I really did. I couldn't. I was enjoying it that much, and this is the sort of experience that I'm like, my brain is telling me this was worth $30. Like this, like my brain being on fire was worth $30. So I love it. So I was like, okay with saying, yeah, I'm going to do this for a month. And maybe in a month, I'm like burnt out. Who knows? Maybe I'm like, I don't want to do this again. Or maybe I get so many damn ideas and I feel so refreshed and so cool, that it changes everything for me, which I don't think it's going to be that dramatic. But anyways, so the cool thing is that, for example, this person, I think they upscaled it. So this person did this. And I could actually open the original that they did, and I could download it. I could say save image as, and I guess if it's for private use, you're fine. There's nothing weird about that. I would think, maybe, I don't know. So I let's do this. So all we have to do is go /imagine. So that's and then our prompt. So do you guys want to give me something? Oh, or can we puede cambiar el ratio, me está diciendo Arturo, agregando ratio 16:9, cosas así. Oh, no way. Oh my God, I'm going to make like some kick ass like desktop images. Oh, hell yes. What is that? This will give you low resolution but good results in lots. What would give you? You can use Minidale. Okay, yeah. Because the thing is, I'm probably going to print some of these. Again, I'm not going to sell them. I don't give I don't care to sell them. I want them for me. I thought about my brother who loves Star Wars. I'm like, oh, we're gonna have a ball. I'm gonna tell him like, dude, tell me what to mix, and we'll make prints. Like my brother loves to buy stuff from like illustrators. He likes fantasy art. He likes Star Wars. He's like enormous Star Wars fan. And I know that we can get like a pretty fucking cool print out of this for sure. So, Sandman plus Nico plus Rembrandt. So let's do that. Let's do Sandman because the show is coming out, and then Rembrandt. And let's see what you'll see that Rembrandt, I tried Rembrandt. It's like, it's not great. So it takes time. So we can talk about stuff while it does its own thing. So because this is, I don't know how many thousands or, it's probably like tens of thousands, if not, I would say tens of thousands of people using this server. I don't even know if there are times where the server is busier. Could you guys tell me if is there a way that if I make my own server, it's a little more effective, it's a little more efficient? Oh, the other thing is, I don't know if this is going to work well. I didn't take that into consideration because we are in a live video. So we're gobbling up our internet. Oh, this is going to suck. Of course this doesn't work. This works like as an edited video. Now I'm like disappointed. Yeah, because this is not going to work. Because we're using all our data to do the live video. Fuck me. Yeah, no, this is like super quick. I mean, at least the little 4 tiles, it spits them out super, super quick. But if we're not doing this, oh no, this is so disappointing. Oh no, internet. No. Yeah, no. But it does. You could tell that what it's doing, Liat, it's if the bot is running off some server, it won't affect your internet. So are there a lot of people trying things out right now? I could try doing another one. Let's see any what do you guys, what have you written there? Let's do JC Line Decker. But I'm gonna go with my Andrew Wyeth just to see if it's I'm typing anything just to see if it's like no. I think it's because you're uploading, because that's what you eat up when you are when you're doing live videos, your upload speed, because you're uploading so much data, and this has to upload. I'm guessing this has to like upload the data to the server and then download it, which wouldn't be an issue. Downloading. Oh, the server is busy. Oh, Juan, I think it's out. Oh, don't tell me. Oh, are you kidding me? Right now? Oh, come on. Oh, that sucks ass. No. This was so cool. Well, we could do it some other time, which is fine. But all you're sending is text, then sending back an image. It doesn't have to do with your own internet. Okay, okay. Yeah, but yeah, a lot of people saying that the server is out. Oh, that sucks. I think the only uploads text that should be the problem, but the server's down. Oh no, come on. Okay. So that is disappointing for sure. We could oh, that's not cool. Now I feel bad. Anyways. Um we could let's see. Well, we could try to talk a little bit about implications, and if it doesn't work when we're finished with our conversation, then we'll try it some other day. The server, the actual bot is running on probably has hella people trying to use it all at once. Yeah, yeah. I was figuring that like I don't have an idea of how many, or I don't know if they prioritize members, if they know how to do that. But you can kind of tell when it's like chugging. So yeah. Well, if we have to stop the stream here, it's they only have 253 members in the Discord, by the way. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. Or they're doing server maintenance. I think that a lot of the money that they have to that they're getting, they're probably putting into server maintenance. So as I was saying, I mean, I hope that people don't find this menacing, because I don't see how it's menacing, really. I don't see how creatively something that sparks your imagination, how it can be menacing. Because I also don't see how any of this is going to replace, like, the human aspect of picture making. I really don't. I really, really don't. But I do think it's going to be, maybe 20 years from now, 25 years from now, it's going to be mind-blowing to see what these things can do. I mean, we're probably going to get like such an excess of images. Like there's going to be like a, clusterfuck of images, like so much, so much that, it's probably going to be amazing too. I mean, who knows? Who knows what, like how image making and images are going to be sort of re-signified at that point. Because think about it. Think of everything getting better. Like AI is going to get better. It's going to understand what you're looking for. You can be like so much more specific. Resolution of assets, be it like artwork or like real world assets or photographs, it's going to get better. Everything is going to get better, like exponentially better. So, if those assets, if the things you're feeding into it are going to be, higher of a higher and higher quality, then there's going to be a point where these things are nuts. I mean, could you imagine like a future where I do this and then they give me a chance to say, hey, do you want to 3D print this? And we can send this character to your home. I'd be broke. I'd be broke. I would have printed about, 25 things today. And I would have thought that the world is amazing and we live in the coolest planet in this universe. Because, come on, this is just incredible. This is absolutely incredible. So I really don't see how being efficient and having all these tools working for us, because they really are working for us, how this can feel bad. I think that the people that are very hesitant about this, it's because they think, oh, what? Now we use this? And it's like, no. Again, the equation doesn't stop there. It doesn't, I mean, it could stop there if you want. Like, if I think this is an amazing image, hell yeah, I'm going to print it and hang it in my wall. And it's going to be like, that's going to be the end of that. And it's going to give me like, days, months, years of inspiration. That's what like every single like figure that I have and book that I have and sculpture and piece of artwork that we've bought, that's what they do to us. By the way, we got something from Gracina. Very, very cool. The drawing. It's probably the worst way of showing some of Grace's work. Yeah. She's amazing. She really is amazing. And we have a couple of things coming on our way. But anyways, that's why I'm surrounded by cool shit, because it just blows my mind. It just makes my mind go a million miles an hour. And I love that feeling. I love it. I absolutely adore that feeling. I can't imagine, you know, not wanting that when you want to be creative, like just surrounded by, you know, talent from everywhere. Talent, you know, talented sculptors, talented painters, talented everything. So I think this is amazing. I really do. I think this is, I don't know what's going on here, but it's something. And my images obviously look quite curated, you know, in a way. They are being configured from, like, you know, kind of like the same DNA, which is fine. You know, I'm absolutely fine. I'm totally fine. Even this Batman is fucking badass. So look at this one. Oh my God. Come on. Come on. Everyone's a scarecrow in this fucking planet. Everyone. There's no organs in these bodies. There's nothing. Cause you know why? AI doesn't care if there's organs. They don't care. They're not thinking like, oh no, I needed to do a hip in there. There has to be a hip in there. That's the hip joint. They don't care about hips. Look at that proportions. How does it compose well? I mean, I can understand if you're telling it, look at every single Andrew Wyeth painting and turn it into data, whatever, you know, ones and zeros, whatever that means. But how does it have, like, you know, criteria? Like, how does it know? I don't get it. I don't get it. People fear computers, robots, and all of that replacing them. I don't know. Liad said maybe, but realistically, it would just make the deadlines tighter and make everything more derivative. Maybe, yeah. Let's hope that. I mean, that's a darker, you know, probably more grounded in the stuff that we do version of the future. But yeah. I mean, if they expect you to be, if these tools exist, maybe they expect you to be more efficient, and you know, hopefully there's no, you know, hopefully that's not that doesn't come with like a ton of grind that you have to do in your work. But you know what, Liad, even with like I was reading the other day that Rockstar changed their whole work philosophy, and some people like it, some people don't. But they're trying to be a little bit more mindful of what it means to make, you know, the most AAA of video games, and maybe, you know, these things are more efficient, but maybe, you know, there's going to be guilds of illustrators and artists, and we are going to protect ourselves, you know, through those organizations, and you can't work more than, I don't know, 40 hours a week, and that's it. You know, there's no overtime. There's no. I only work for like 40 or 36, 40 hours a week. That's it. Period. So who knows? Oh, these Bloodborne ones like kill me. They really do. Because that hat, it's so Bloodborne. That's so crazy. Let me see. Let's check. Although you guys could be checking to see if the server. Let's do that. I mean, I'm going to still be here. Can I cancel this? Oh, I can't even cancel this. No. So you guys let me know if in like the next couple of minutes we're good, or if we just if we should stop it here. I had the best intentions, but yeah, I don't know if it's gonna work. Look at this. Come on. That's the most Dave Mckean ass like thing I've ever seen. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff Avila was telling me that the new Dave McKean book, Prompt, he deals with AI. It's a book. Is it entirely made of AI? Made through AI, Jeff? But as soon as Jeff sent me that, I bought it. I went to his website and I bought it. So I was like, I need to do this. And Jeff sent me a link to a oh, yeah, it's all made through AI. That's crazy. And you sent me a link of a interview where he's discussing that. I'm gonna so devour that this afternoon because I think Dave Mckean is like a visionary. I I personally think that I mean, he didn't have like these deliriums of like grandeur. But I do think that, maybe he wasn't a director, and maybe all the effort he put into trying to be a director, like a film director, was just a lot of energy and a lot of just, invested. There was a lot of him invested in that, and it didn't really work out. You could be a fan of like his shorts or the stuff he's done, but I mean, they weren't great. I have to say this, they weren't great. But if you ask me about Dave Mckean, like photographer, Dave Mckean illustrator, Dave Mckean, Cages. Oh my Lord. Like Cages has to be one of the most beautifully illustrated, visual storytelling graphic novel ever. If you want to get schooled in like visual storytelling and you've never read Cages, oh, do yourself a favor. You have to buy that. It's perfect. It's perfection. Dave Mckean just knows pace and like nobody. He's incredible. But, to see this and to be reminded of things that he did, it's just nuts to me. It's just really, really nuts. It's crazy. But also to think that he, like I said, 25 years ago, because I don't think I was being hyperbolic. I do think Photoshop evolved around Dave Mckean. I don't know if I have to say because, but Dave Mckean was certainly pushing early Photoshop. He was pushing the shit out of it. Like, it was incredible what he was doing, because he was doing stuff in analogous photograph that he was like, I need to do this in Photoshop. So, and that became like the 90s, like the late 90s Photoshop, the early 2000s Photoshop. Oh yeah, Black Dog is amazing. It's incredible. He's like 1,000 artists in one book. It's crazy. But just to see him, who's older. I mean, he's an old guy now, not super old, but he's, I don't know. He's probably, how old is Mckean? Like 60, maybe 60 something. To know that he's the one that started way back there. And now he's saying like, I illustrated this whole thing with AI. It's like, you pay attention when somebody like that does, something like that. It's crazy. It is crazy. Like, you would think that there's a younger person that's saying, no, we could do this. But no, it's like this person that was enormous, is also saying, hey, I want to be the person that says you can use this as a tool. Because I think he's always understood it as a tool. So I'm just, whoa, I'm gonna love hearing what he has to say, and I think he's probably so freaking damn excited. I mean, he was just an artist that pushed, and I don't think an artist that pushes will ever stop pushing. You don't get to, like, if you are that person, you're always going to be that person. Maybe, you get older and maybe there's things that you won't understand from technology, or maybe there's things that young people are doing that they're not part of your everyday life. But if your spirit is to push, to like question and just find limits and explore limits, if you always have that hunger, like that's never going to go away. Never. So I love that he's the one that doing this, because maybe I'm like crazy ignorant, but I don't know of anyone that had done that, like that their storytelling. Although the other day I saw somebody, I think in Instagram, that was saying like, tell a story through AI in like 4 images or something. And it was super cool. It was something like that. And I thought it was amazing, because I do think that when the images start to create a context, they feel grounded, which is what's kind of missing when you just see, images that where you can tell it's like, oh, that's Darth Maulish, and you're always going to feel Darth Maul. Or when you see enough of like a quintessential Andrew Wyeth, open field, you're like, oh, that's Andrew Wyeth, that's Wyethy. So you have some legs when you recognize where it comes from, but when you don't, that's super cool. That's super, super cool, because you're going to start believing that these images were chosen to tell a story, which is really, really, I mean, it's amazing. I don't know. I don't think, just to end this, because I don't see this fixing itself in the near future. I do feel that this is incredible. I don't think that this is something that anyone should ever be worried about. Anyone. And if anything, artists should be just, oh my God, it's like, when sometimes you just get bored with everything you do, or you just, what to expect when you're doing the things that you do, and they're challenging, but it's what you do. You've grown to recognize like those moments of the execution of whatever you do. You identify them. You've tried to become effective at doing them, you're proficient at doing them. Your ability maybe has risen throughout the years. So at some point, you're always feeling like, okay, I need to find a way to just feel the coolness that I felt when I saw, I don't know, Optimus Prime for the first time. I mean, I want to feel that coolness. Always. Why can't it be that? Why can't it? I think sometimes people believe like, oh, that's what I felt when I was 7. It's like, now you're a grown up, dude. Like, those things don't work that way anymore. And I have to say, that's bullshit. It's like, no, you can access like that feeling, but you have to work damn hard to like always be like in wonderment of things. Always just like, oh my God, that's so cool. Like always seeing potential to things, always. So instead of like getting caught up in like a dumb conversation that it doesn't really, who cares? Like if there's like a tangential conversation to be had about copyright, or about, is this like free use of images that really belong to somebody? Like, can we do that? That's awesome. I think that that's a conversation worth having. And maybe if, the world follows the path that it's been going, everything will be monetized in the future. So maybe if you want to use like a crazy, giga, I don't know, what's after giga? I don't even know. Like gigapixel resolution of a painting that you can find in Google Images, in Google Arts and Culture, the Google Arts project. Maybe they're going to start to charge you for it. Maybe they're going to say, hey, you can pay $15 a month to use unlimited images or whatever. Yeah, maybe it's going to be restrictive in some ways. People are going to try to get, their money however they can. But the fact that right now this feels like kind of like the beginning of internet, where it was like Wild Westy in a way, where there's no rules. It's like, hell yeah, I'm going to print these. Hell yeah, I'm going to download the shit out of these and print them for me, because I think they're cool. And sure, I used the Darth Maul. Like, who cares? And I used a bunch of like Andrew Wyeth paintings. Who cares? And, I didn't feel weird typing Kent Williams, Andrew Wyeth. Like, I didn't feel like, oh shit. Like, Kent is a, artist that I respect. His, as an artist, he's remarkable. I loved him when he was, when he was doing comic book stuff when I was younger. I feel bad. I don't feel bad. I don't at all. Terapixel, thank you. I don't feel bad. I really don't feel bad at all. I think like that should be the feeling. It's like, I think at our core, almost every artist, like if you're doing well in life, like if you live the life that you want to live, and that doesn't mean that you have to live in a mansion, but if you're okay, if you're living fine and you don't yearn for more, and if somebody tells you, hey, are you doing good with your artwork? And you say, yeah, I'm pretty happy, pretty satisfied. And if they tell you, hey, would you mind if people use your art to do like all these like weird shit and make up other images? And you would be fine. You would be fine. You would be okay. Like, why would you not be okay? Why would you try to like, like be an obstacle for art? Like become like this, stone in somebody else's shoe because it's like, oh, that's mine. That's mine. No, you got to respect what's mine. Come on. I think that's kind of dumb. I think our role is to always be open, to say, to have the attitude where we're not going to be, we're going to be anything but just a stick in the wheel, when art is just trying to move forward. And I do think that I don't mean that this is moving forward, because I think in terms of image making, it's a Mckean. Like, that's a Dave Mckean. That's it. Like, that's what I was saying. It's not even as good as a Dave Mckean, or maybe some of them are like a little good, but he did this 25 years ago. 25 years ago, he could do this. So it's not as if we're seeing something that's like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? No, not really. Not really. But it's what it means, to have like all these resources kind of coming together and working for us. I kind of feel the energy of like all this information just saying, use the hell out of me. Like, just use whatever you need. And I love that feeling. Like, go nuts with it. Do anything you want. Anything. And so I don't think this is the be all end all, but I do feel that, like, I think it's like the right direction for something. I don't think we have to be scared about this, or like a 3D printing of a Rembrandt painting, or like or feeling, not feeling like Uncanny Valley when you look at the metahumans that Unreal is doing, feeling like, oh shit, that looks like a person. Like, it's not this weird ass feeling they say when you look at video games or like AI or not AI, visual effects in movies, where you go like, oh, that feels rubbery. That's not a person. But when you look at those and you're like, that's not a person? That is not a person? Like, that's software? It's crazy. I think we should feel like, fuck yeah, like, hell yes, this is cool. Like, it's amazing. It really is amazing. What is, and to end here, what is the role of painting in all of this? Who cares? I don't even know. I don't even know if when this blows up in like 50 years and everything comes together, who the hell knows how we're going to understand painting? Like, we're not even going to understand what images, like how images are born. Like, the newer generations are going to have this completely different idea of what an image is. That is so fascinating. So painting is going to have to adapt and do something, I'm sure. Again, if it stays still, if it remains stagnant and proud, and if it's like, no, we use, brushes and liquid or whatever, we're going to be dumb. We're going to be stupid, because that's going to be the end of us. But I just see awesome, an awesome future. So anyways, let me see. Really weird too. This is Kevin. Artists take inspiration from other paintings too. How is that? How AI is doing different? Agree 100%. People use Pinterest, etc., to mix and match. Yes. Ever since, like, collaging is like not collaging like in the 20th century collaging from past cultures, from past civilizations, as a show of respect and education, because that's, for example, how in the Renaissance, they would replicate compositions that were done both in Rome and Greece to show that they were educated in art. So it was totally okay if you did a same pose that, at that moment, that 1400 years ago, some incredible artist had done. So think about the Belvedere torso that Michelangelo saw, that it's like, it has, no arms. It has, legs up to the thighs, doesn't have a head. And just seeing that little bit, that tiny bit of like be it, call it whatever you want. It's like an incomplete data because it was incomplete. For him, it was like the thing that sparked everything. He was like, oh, this could not have been made by a hand of man. This is like godlike. He thought it was divine. And every single sculpture that he did was like in reference and in reverence to that torso. So imagine that. Like, that's what art is supposed to be. It's kind of like, imagine that, the way that torso was configured by time, like breaking it off, like breaking off the parts like perfectly. Like, who knew? Or like the Nike, that's the victory of I don't know how to say it in English. The victory that's at the Louvre. That's just this winged victory with no arms, no head. Again, there were like these random episodes in the world that created pieces that changed everything. When you look up the stairs and you look at that victory, you're like, oh my God, that's got to be one of the most powerful things I've ever seen. It's just that strong. But I bet you that if it had arms and a head, it would be different. You would feel different. And it's the same thing with that Belvedere torso. You look at it and you're like, it had like, it's perfect. It's perfect in the way it was broken off, like just randomly broken off. It's almost as if nature had to break, tens of thousands of statues so that it could hit the one that was going to, turn everything upside down and become like the source of inspiration for a genius that was going to change, the history of art. So if you really think about it, it's almost like the thing that time has done with these sculptures, like breaking them off in these like, fascinating kind of like instances of the body. It's kind of like what we're seeing right now. Things are being configured right in front of us that are broken and that are weird and that don't really make sense. But maybe one of those things is like, it just sparks everything. It just becomes like, oh, this is my starting point. And that's amazing. Like, who would not want that? Who would ever, like, why would you ever be opposed to anything like that? That's crazy to me. So anyways, winged victory of Samothrace. Yeah, Samotracia. I was going to say Samotracia in Spanish, but I felt weird. So this was different today. We couldn't do what I wanted to do. Stupid server. Stupid AI. Stupid computers. Here I am just talking like beautifully about them. And then you get the real world saying server is down. So yeah, I can't even move here. Oh, I'm stuck with this one. I'm stuck with this image, which is lawyer. Oh, let's do this. I mean, again, I don't want to offend anyone. Michael K 2010, you're super cool. So you can make fun of whatever words I used. I mean, that's, lawyer holding child's hand, park setting, partly cloudy skies, sunset fall. I love it. It's probably, I'm sure he's a lawyer and it's his kid and he wanted to do something cool. That's so cool. I think that's so nice. I think it's very, very nice. Nice sentiment. But I can't even go up and down. So I think they're broke. Yeah, I think the Discord broke. So that's going to be it for us. It's going to look really weird for like a second because I have to get rid of this. Where is my thing? Because I have to turn this off. So it's going to look... no? Oh, it's not looking weird. Where is this? Oh, no. So I have to turn this off in OBS. No, I can end the stream here. So anyways, love you guys. This was sadly, Danny was not here, but she's incredible. I would have loved to do this with her because she's amazing. And I love bouncing off ideas. I don't even know what this is. I love bouncing off ideas, with her. So maybe we could do the AI. We could feed the AI some other day, and we could do that without the intro, without looking at the images. We just go straight to that if you guys think that's cool. But anyways, love you guys. I think we're gonna paint tomorrow, but now I'm thinking like I don't want to paint. I don't want to paint today. I can't paint today. I really can't. I think it's horrible. I think anything that I'll do, it's gonna look like the most boring shit I've ever done in my life. I'm even looking at the Vader painting that I did yesterday. I was killing myself to try to do that painting. And I'm looking at that painting. And I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's a painting. It's a painting. It could use some Darth Maul in it. That's what it could use. I could spice it up with something. Anyways, so we'll see you guys tomorrow. We're going to paint again tomorrow. But this was cool. This was fun. So love you guys. It was a little short company, but we did a long ass company yesterday. We provided good company yesterday. So see you guys tomorrow. Okay, bye.